This is the new MERIDA SILEX, our adventure-ready gravel bike that's as happy on a multi-day unsupported trip as it is on the morning ride to work. The original SILEX had a unique and very successful mix of mountain bike-derived geometry for confident and stable handling that was paired with a rugged but versatile do-anything sensibility. The new bike is no different in that regard. However, gravel riding has developed since we first introduced the SILEX. People have been pushing the limits of what these bikes are designed for. As well as there being fast single-day races, we've seen a demand for a bike that can take on more rugged terrain than ever, with even more confident and stable handling, especially when laden up with bike packing kit. It's also true that while the original SILEX had earned a special place in our and many other people's hearts, and it was one of the most successful bikes in our range, we knew that, while the long head tube gave a superb upright riding position, many people viewed it as a bit of an ugly duckling. So the time has come to update the looks too. With that in mind, the new SILEX actually has a much shorter head tube, but we haven't changed the riding position all that much. We've simply used a much longer fork, and that longer fork also gives us much more tyre clearance, with the ability to run 700 by 45mm tyres and even up to a 42mm tyre when you're running fenders. Now, using a bigger tyre means more grip, more comfort and more confidence when you're riding off-road. It also means that we can create a clean and elegant frame design without needing to use complicated and potentially unreliable suspension systems to give the comfort we need, though of course the new frame and fork is compatible with and corrected for the latest suspension forks. Our new carbon fibre fork, which is used on all of the bikes in the range, has internal cable routing for the brake, but also for a dynamo front hub, so you can keep your lights and gadgets powered up even on the longest trips. Off-road confidence has also been boosted by giving this frame slightly more reach, but a much slacker head angle, which now sits at 69.5 degrees. That's all paired with our short stem concept from the original bike, and it means that the bike is going to be much calmer in rougher terrain or when heavily loaded up. We like to think that it's added a little bit more off-road ability over the old bike, but without harming the on-road and smoother terrain capability. Talking of riding fully laden, we've added to the number of mounting points on the frame. The fork now actually has 3 mounting points per side, helping to increase the carrying capacity. There's also a new mount on the top tube for a bento box style carrier, plus all the usual bottle cage mounts. Now, we'll offer the new SILEX in both carbon and aluminium frame options. They both share the same features, but while both bikes can fit fenders, only the more affordable aluminium bikes will actually be able to fit a pannier rack. Thanks to our new drop chainstay design, which also gives more clearance, both bikes can either run a 1x or 2x drivetrain to give you as much choice as possible. And we've also updated features such as our WirePort internal cable routing system, which gives a really clean look to the bike and helps protect the cables from harm. It's also really handy if you're going bikepacking with a handlebar bag, as the cables are kept well out of the way of the bag itself. Another key point of the new SILEX is the fact that you can now run 180mm brake rotors both front and rear. Now, as the off-road ability has increased, we think it's very valuable to also be able to stop, especially if you've got lots of heavy kit and water on your bike. So we feel the minor weight penalty of the large rotor is worthwhile. The carbon fork and the carbon frames also feature our disc cooler heat sinks to help control brake temperatures on long descents too. Anyway, if you'd like to find out more of the technical details about the new SILEX or see the range, head to the MERIDA website using the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.